6:43, it is Alabama's Morning News. I'm JT, and joining us now, a commentator with young voices, Alexandra Hudson is here. Always good to chat. Alexandra, welcome back in. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, JT, for having me.
So as they say, maybe some light at the end of the tunnel, or maybe some oil at the end of the barrel here with this new relationship that Biden's trying to get going with the United Arab Emirates. Let's start backing up, first of all. Why do we have not such a good relationship with them?
It has to do with the war in Yemen and this situation, JT. It's a reflection of a constant tension we have as a country in America between what serves our immediate material interests and our moral values of individual liberty and human dignity. And a lot of people are saying, this suggests that that we need to be energy independent. But I think it's worth saying that energy independence doesn't mean being total isolationist or an autarky, like an island to ourselves.
Right.
It just means lessening our dependence on countries that don't share our core values of individual liberty and human dignity. And so that's what I think this is about.
Well, amen to more self-reliance. That's absolutely right. And this president certainly has shut that down and is not moving or budging away from anything that has to do with renewable energy. We're green, we're staying green, and the more the prices go up on gasoline, the more we win in this whole global picture of, we got to save the planet because, it's going to explode in 2 years if we don't do something about the amount of gasoline we're using in this country. It's ludicrous. The products are not available yet for us to move there. You can't just flip the switch. Oh, sorry, there's an electrical reference. But you just can't flip the switch and turn off gasoline and energy and fuel like we've been used to. It's got to be a slower process, but in the meantime, Biden's not jumping off this. So I guess our vice president and some others went over there to try and get things rolling again in Dubai, and they're not really pleased with us and our stance with, this whole Ukraine situation either. So they've been kind of snuggling up as far as the UAE is concerned with China. So are we about to open up the doors of some success and maybe some relief for the American folks and the oil supply? And once again, the prices at the pump going up again today. So good move here.
I think you've made some great points, JT, especially about the difficulties with just, becoming a renewable energy, a renewable focused, energy independent nation overnight. Why are we looking across the world for economic allies and energy allies when there are countries like Canada that share our values, that want to be more economically and energy integrated with us? Why did Biden nix the Keystone XL pipeline initiative that would have integrated our economic interests with Canada, and yet he's going hand in hand to countries such as UAE, and this is making us more dependent on countries like Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, which again makes us less inclined to be and in less of a position of authority to criticize them in the face of humanitarian and human rights abuses. Just remember the situation with Jamal Khashoggi, a violation of human rights, human dignity, free speech, so many of the values that we uphold as a nation. And we were not in an authoritative position to criticize Saudi Arabia, for example, because we were so dependent on them for oil. What? And so it undermines our credibility as a nation. It makes us look
weak,
as if we don't take our ideals seriously as a country, that we don't have integrity. We need to be able to live up to our ideals, and that means being very, very cautious of who we get into bed with economically and how integrated we are with them.
Absolutely, and this position that we're in right now, it reminds me so much of when Obama was in office and this whole globalist attitude and position that he wanted the United States to be. And you remember sending all that money, pallets of money, to our terrorist enemies and just landing at the airport with gobs of cash. And then, we need to hug our terrorist enemies and understand them better. We don't need to be a powerful United States of America anymore. That's just a bully attitude. So let's dumb down this country and, get on the same playing field as the rest of the world. Not the position that anybody that founded this country wants the United States to be in. When we founded this country and the Constitution was written, these were people that were under tyranny and under attack from foreign nations, and we decided to build our own country And recently, with this whole global attitude, let's all just get along and, we can't be a strong nation anymore. It's killing this nation. We had a glimpse of what it was like with President Trump being in office to be strong again and people respecting us and not making stupid moves globally when it comes to war engagements and, the strength of our economy. It was just such a different time not too long ago. And here we go again, that these strategic attitudes and positions that the Democrats continue to push down our throat are doing nothing but giving us dismal reports every time. I mean, when I wake up and I hear it again that the gas prices are up and we're looking at $6 in the summer, pretty close nearby, that's a reality. Something's wrong here. In this whole position, you're right. Getting in bed with the wrong people to become dependent on them again is not where we need to be.
We have spent $100 billion, JT, in the last several years securing the Gulf. And those are resources that could have been directed to securing our own country, or even investing in our own allies that are more value aligned. Again, preserving things such as individual liberty and human dignity. Yeah. And so I just want to reiterate and say that it's not worth saving a few pennies at the pump to get cheap oil from countries that are not aligned with our values, if it means sacrificing our dignity as a nation, looking like hypocrites, or our values to do business with countries like that.
Amen. Alexandra Hudson, excellent information. Good chatting with you this morning. Commentator from Young Voices. Oh my gosh, it's just frightening where we're at economically with this country right now, and this president blaming everything else and not doing anything to become more self-reliant when it comes to our energy situation for now. Terrible.